What is up? Matt right here, and today we're gonna do a video. I'm at work right now, and if you can't tell, whatever. And it's really slow at work, and I've been meaning to put the little leveling kit on my Raptor and put my wheels back on that I had on my older Raptor. Yeah, we're gonna do it. I'm tired of waiting around for time to do it at my house. I gotta be here anyway for a little bit, so might as well knock this out in between other things I'm doing here. So cool, let me drive this into the shop.
It's the money.
All right, what we're trying to figure out here is exactly how to put this lift on. I don't really remember how I did this lift before on my old truck. It's been a lot of years, but I'm pretty sure if I drop this, drop the sway bar, I can actually, this whole assembly can come down and I can pull this strut out. Now the lift that I'm doing is just a rough country leveling kit. It's what I've used before. This thing will open. I mean, it's pretty simple. All it is the spacers that go on top of this strut, and yeah, it gives you a couple inches, which was enough to clear 37s without making it look insanely jacked up. So it looked really clean. I liked it. So I think that's the route we're gonna go. We're gonna drop this stuff and see if we can get this lower control arm and strut to come out. Oh man, I remember these bolts were such a pain in the butt. Might be more room. Actually, it might not be more room because of the damn turbo and everything that's in there. There it is, little baby turbo. So, all right, let's get to work.
It's the money.
Yes, this big ass truck, and what's this, like a 13?
About 13, yeah.
To put in reference, this is off of Jake's two-wheel drive Dakota. And that's what holds his axle in, or the spindle or whatever. And yeah, I mean, we have Honda ones that are bigger than this, that are 26 millimeter or whatever, and this thing is 13.
It's cute.
Holding this entire axle, and it's crazy. Cracks me up. And it's the same on the Raptors to the plain old F-150s. Pretty well. They got a lot of faith in this little nut.
It's the money.
So this is my boss, Jake, and my other boss doesn't like us doing stuff like this, but he's actually my cool boss and lets me do this all the time. In fact, he can't even resist. He gets himself in here because he just likes working on stuff. So don't worry, I repay him back with painting his stuff, but what he doesn't get is that I keep teaching him how to paint his own stuff, so I'm gonna have a win-win soon. Oh, and he has his own YouTube, and I'll put a link in the description, and I'll put his channel name at the bottom of the screen.
It's the money.
And she is out. Oh my God, this thing is so damn heavy. Look at this. fanciness. Somehow this mounts onto the bottom of there, and then we gotta shove it back up in there. That's gonna be fun.
It's the money.
Not bad. Probably gonna lose it. Anyways, so this is the lift all on. As you can see, this is not the smartest way to do the lift. You know what I mean? But I don't offer this truck. But as you can see, the lower control arm or upper control arm is being pulled against the strut right now. There's like no room. It puts a lot of stress on these boots here, your axle boot, and I'm probably gonna rip these. I've definitely replaced a few of those on my old truck. So everything else is tight and good. I do have to put this sway bar link back on, but I wasn't paying attention. I didn't line it up as we were lifting the lower control arm up. So what's going to happen is when I do the other side, when I unbolt it, this thing will actually move up and down freely, and I can throw this back in as long as I remember to. So, but everything looks good. It started kind of coming back to us the way you rig this thing up in here. So the other side should go really well. And like I said, this is a mall crawling truck. This is not an off-road truck. A lot of people will go against this type of lift. Don't get me wrong, you're 100% right. It throws off the geometry that Ford engineered for this thing, but guess what? I live near Baltimore City. There's no Baja around here, so this thing will see more street than it'll see woods ever. The only woods it'll probably see is maybe driving on my yard. So, but anyways, all right, let's knock out the other side.
It's the money.
Alright, passenger side of the truck. That strut bolt, you can kind of see it was okay. This one back here, pain in the butt. There's another one way back there. So where is it at? Right there. So somehow I got to get some contortion of extensions and sockets to get on there. It's gonna suck. Damn it, this is my bad thumb too. Ugh. These haven't been seen in so long. Holy, we're gonna blow these suckers off. All right, which ones look like they have the worst tread? It's this one. I think that one. These look like rear, this looks like a front. Okay. So if you want to pull that one, oh shit. What the hell did I roll in front of it to stop them from hitting shit?
I don't think anything.
Oh my god. Should probably clean our shop. So these are Fuel Rampages, and they're not a very new wheel. They're actually kind of old. It's a 37-inch tire, and they're actually my favorite tire, or my favorite rim from Fuel, and man, I just like them so much. They look good on new Raptors, old Raptors, so I'm gonna keep running them. I looked at newer wheels and they're too fancy nowadays, so I just like plain old, you know, good looking, but these need to get blown off big time. These are sitting on there, looking pretty good. Now, I remember not being able to clear so much on my last truck. Unless these openings are more, and looks like this, when it settles, might be up a little more. So I'm going to turn the wheel left and right and see where it clears.
It's the money.
Be wise to turn the wheel for me. Turn it to the left. Keep going. Alright, so that's pretty good. You can straighten it out. That's about how it cleared on my last Raptor. So what I'm going to do is trim in here like this, and we might have to modify the pillar. And turn it right.
The steel this wire.
Good. And we're barely hitting right there, so we might be able to squeeze like an inch off of that. So, alright, pull it straight. Alright, put it back in there and take the wheels off.
It's the money.
Alright, I actually made 2 cuts, one then another. I know that looks kind of ugly, but I'm not taking anything from the outside. The wheel is just going to kind of swoop in. Of course, when I'm done this, I'm going to spray all this black so it's more hidden. And we trimmed up the front bumper. We took a little bit from the top, but we tapered down, took about 1 inch off the bottom, right where a majority of the tire hits. Hopefully that'll be enough, because last time I cut my bumper, it looked kind of funny. So. So Jake knows everything about structural support, and he's giving me the okay to cut that piece out of there.
It goes into the firewall as well, so if you were to trim this bottom, it should be okay.
Okay, cool.
My only concern is it might be a cap.
Okay, so I might have to seam seal it or something?
You might have to seal once you get it completely solid.
Gotcha. It might be a wide open triangle hole.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And you might be trimming some metal back.
Some aluminum.
It's right there.
Yeah.
So, you might be trimming this whole corner out. And then we'll just rivet it back together.
It's kind of cool. You look underneath, you can see all the rivets holding it all together.
Well, if you look at the adhesive, that's all.
So these are made out of aluminum now. So my old truck, it was literally just a pinch weld and I folded it flat, easy, you know. These are made out of aluminum and they pretty much clamp and glue all the panels together, use rivets, and this looks like a brace, it's a huge brace that goes up. So, but as you can see, I made this cut into here. I still need to go farther down. I think I'm gonna try to, don't ever do this to your own truck unless you feel like getting risky. It is not the smartest thing to do. I'm cutting parts of the structural integrity of this thing off. There's a good chance that I'm gonna have a wide open hole that I'll probably glue a piece of metal in or something, just so water and moisture don't get in there. So, uh-oh, let's cut it. Alright, we have made the cut. I hope it's enough. Definitely going to clean this up in here. Sucks because honestly I could have took my call this fender liner and could have left it and kind of rolled it back and maybe attached it back here, but it is what it is. I do have some open holes here, but these holes aren't that big. I can actually stick our glue or our structural foam or something in there to help seal all that up, so not too scary. So now the big deal is if the tire finally fits. Looks like I'm gonna have to shave all that stuff flat, make it look good. It's just a rough cut for now. That is good enough for me. It's really close, but I kind of got it that close because I will be sanding it down, smoothing out all that rough cut plastic that I did with a sawzall. So anyways, yeah, let's get this one done. And now we know how much to cut on the other side. Alright, it has been a couple minutes. Let's see. Alright, we got her foamed up, sealed up. I think that's good. So I'm going to put some seam sealer over it a little bit later. But for now, I'm going to scuff this up and actually dust some undercoating in there. That looks a lot better with the light on it. So cut it up, foamed it, sanded it, and stuck some undercoat on there. This is kind of rough for now. I'm going to see how this rides for a little bit, and I'm actually going to repaint all these flares. I'm going to color match them. So later down the road, all that will be fixed. So, all right, wheel time, and then we can knock out the other side.
Money, money.
So we know everything behind this line has got to go. And I'm just going to trim the same amount I got on the front bumper. Something that I noticed that's real weird is that they put this plastic wrap foam in here, and I guess the plastic so it doesn't absorb moisture. And I mean, you can see, I mean, it hasn't rained in like 2 days and this thing still has moisture in it. Like, this is fiberglass, but this inner pillar is metal, so it's holding moisture right up against it. Not gonna help if I'm cutting holes in it, but just saying that's kind of weird. That might cause a future issue. Any kind of moisture that's being held inside of a car is an issue. So, kind of curious to see how what that's gonna look like in a couple years. Alright, this cut, I made a way bigger hole. It is what it is. I needed a little bit more room on the other side. The other side's so close, so I went and overdid it this time. Whatever, it looks good. I'll fill it back up. Time to clean it up and fill it full of foam. Bam! Foamed the hell out of that hole. You cut that off with a knife, and then I'll paint all that stuff.
It's the money.
You can go to the left. Looks like plenty of clearance. That's good. All right, go back. Woo, clear great on this side.
It's the money.
pumped. Alright, finally, I feel like I got my damn truck back. So pumped. Chris, man, he's a good mechanic here. Honestly, I've been dealing with him ever since I first started here 18 years ago, and he's like one of the reasons why I work on my cars, because even at his age, when I first started working here, he was working on his cars and telling me, you could do that, you could do that, and I literally started learning everything. So I owe a lot to him. Alright, we are in here, and this is our test drive. I will say it does still rub a little bit, which I'm okay with. If I got it cut on the first time and we drove out of that shop with no rubbing, I would be surprised. I always like to cut a little less than a little more. Don't want to be hacking up more than I need on this truck. And that's why I kind of left that area open. Everyone's wondering about my gas mileage. So yeah, it does rub still a little bit, which is good. And like I said, I don't want to cut away too much. But it's cool because I'm actually going to build something in here. I'm going to take another fender liner. We get them all the time at work, ones that we just have to replace. We kind of throw them away. And usually the bottom halves are still good. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut one up, and I'm actually going to lay it right over top of this and try to get it and heat it up and try to get it to bend and really cover that area up really good. You don't want mud and stuff going back in there. That could be an issue. Anything to keep any major debris out of there probably be best. Everything looks pretty good. This edge needs to be smoothed out a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that's good enough and out of the way. But yeah, so you're nice and cleaned up. If I can get the sun in here, I'm going to show you the color I did these. I did these like a gray. A lot of people think they're just black, but if you look really close, they're actually like this gray, and I actually put like a blue tint to it. I just wanted them to stand out a little bit and to be some sort of different other than just charcoal. But this blue tint actually will look really good with the color of this truck, because the truck is kind of like an off-white, dark white, like a primer, and it has kind of like a gray-blue look to it. So really digging how these wheels go with this truck. And yeah, if you're wondering about my gas mileage, it did go down about 2 miles per gallon, so it's about at 14 right now, just on the ride home. Who knows what that's going to average out throughout the next couple months. I'll keep you posted on that. And that's a wrap for this Raptor video. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, comment, share this video, hit that little bell, and I'll see y'all next week.